complaints earlier that you couldn't hear me, so I don't really have a microphone, so I'm just going to bring the camera a little closer and speak up a little bit. So you saw the 45 tenets of the Communist Manifesto, the American Communist Manifesto that I put out yesterday. There's a video that goes with that it's a long video, and I'm going to put it out. I haven't done it yet because I wanted to preface it with this. What I would like for you to do, when you watch that video, try to put your emotions aside. Don't get angry that they've done this to us. That's not the way to look at that video. What I'd like for you to understand is that they have infiltrated us now to the point that they are now the establishment. They are the establishment of this country. They've been in place now, getting in place for almost 100 years. FDR put in place and did a really good job. He put in place the framework that they needed to launch their revolution. Much of what they base their revolution on now it comes from FDR. That's why he's their god. FDR, I mean, listen to the way they talk about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He's revered as some kind of demigod. So, because they know that he set the stage. He set the stage for the communism that was to come. They were very patient. They did a great job of bringing their version or their vision of America to fruition. Keep in mind, prior to Roosevelt, mostly, and I would say that Woodrow Wilson being the exception, the Constitution was the establishment of this country, and it's been being chipped away in earnest since the 1930s. And the idea of socialism and communism was the goal. That was the goal for them. Well, they've become the establishment. And when you watch this video, don't get angry and don't think, hey, look at what they've done to us. Look at what they've done to our great country. Don't do that. Look at it as an instructional video for how to take down an establishment. Because that's what it is. They've been successful. It worked. Their methodologies have worked. They're there now. We are there now. They have infiltrated every tenet of our establishment. They've taken over universities and education. They've taken over entertainment, sports, medicine, science, certainly the political establishment. They've taken over everything, corporations, and that's what it says in those 45 bullet points. That's what they were aiming for, and they've done it. Now, what we have to do is don't get emotional, be logical, and say, okay, this worked. This was successful. So we have to do the same thing in reverse. We have to use the same tactics and the same methodologies to overthrow that establishment peacefully and put into place establishment that we want, which is the Constitution. So I'd like for you to watch that, and we'll be doing more videos on this, on exactly what we're going to do. But I'd like for you to watch that video and take notes, take mental notes. There's a lot of work to do, but there's one underlying the underlying theme that you must always be thinking. To make this work, to take this back, we have to bring people on board, and I'm putting out how we can do that. We have to go over and bring people from Twitter, from Facebook, from other platforms over to our platform so that we can communicate with them. And the liberals are going to follow us. The left is going to follow us over. But we need to get everybody off of the tyrannical platforms, bring them over, organize them, and put our side to work the same way they have. Now, the one thing where they have an advantage is that groupthink that they all have. We need to take a little bit of that. We need to not be so individualistic in this regard and be group thinkers, because that works. We all need to get on one page, do the same things, make sure we're working together, working towards the same goal, which is to uproot the communism that is there. It's straight up communism. It's not, you can tag whatever name on it you'd like to, they would like to label it with: socialism, democratic socialism, and progressivism, and all that. Nah, it's communism. It's communism. Yeah. So we need to get all on one page. We need to be on one page. Everybody. Now look, I've said this before. I'm just a pretty average guy. I don't know everything, but I've got a plan. At this point, I don't see that anybody else has a plan. When somebody comes along and they have a plan and they can execute it better than me, I'm all about falling in line. I'm all about falling in line. If they want to uproot communism, I'm all about falling in line. What I'm about is doing something now. We've got a framework. I've come up with some ideas. If we can get everybody on board to just use those ideas, we can defeat this thing. It'll take a little time. And Trump is holding them at bay for us. He's not going to do the whole job. He's not going to get it finished in 4 years. He's holding them at bay while we get our ducks in a row. They've had a very long time to get their ducks in a row, to get things in line, to get things in place. They've done a great job. They've organized because they all work together, because they are hive mind, which we are not. We're individuals. But we don't have much time. We've got to get together. We've got to bring in more people. We've got to get into groups. We have to follow a game plan. And we've got to kick these bastards out of the establishment. So I'll post this. I'll post the other video. I'll do that later today. I'm not going to do it right this minute. But please keep recruiting. Keep going over to the other platforms and bringing people over here. That's probably the most important thing you can do right now. Get other people over to Parler, over to Namutu, because they're two different platforms, two different things. Parler and Namutu are two different things, and people are going to want to use both. So we won't be censored on these two platforms, and we can communicate. So until next time, peace.